Hi guys, so today I have another quickie. I have another quick sneaker review for you guys. Kind of like what I did with the salts, where I just sit in front of the camera, I just got the shoes, and whatever comes off the top of my head I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to go much into the history of the 350 or the Yeezy itself because I already have a video made for that. I just haven't uploaded it yet. It'll probably come out as my next sneaker video, and I'll leave a link in the description down below if you guys are interested in that stuff, more of the details, more of the history, when the video does come out. So today, like I said, just gonna open the box, look at the shoe, give you my thoughts on it, and yeah, that's pretty much it. What are you doing? Put it back. Hey, put it back. Good boy. So yeah, let's just jump right into my review and honest opinions on the Yeezy 350 V2 in the Hyperspace colorway. So here's the Yeezy 350 Hyperspace. So same story behind copying the shoe. I wasn't really planning on copying them, just wanted to cop them for the review and then resell them. Why I have the shoe, I found someone selling it at a really decent price. Still resale price, but still lower than all the other resale prices that I've seen. So I figured, you know what, could cop the shoe, flip it for a little bit more money, and be on my merry way. At least I have a new video, and here we are. The Hyperspace actually came up with two other colorways, the Clay and the True Forms, which were released in different regions of the world. The Clay is being released in the US side of the world, the True Forms being released in the European side of the world, and of course the Hyperspaces being released in parts of Asia. Alright, so I'm actually re-recording this part of the video because I didn't like any of the takes that I took in the beginning. It was a little bit rushed, so at least now I have a little bit more composure. Got to look at the shoe a little bit more, and you know, at least give you guys a bit more quality in the details of the shoe. So jumping right into the different details of the Hyperspace, it is pretty similar to a lot of the 350 V2s that previously came out. More similar to the Statics that came out a few months ago, rather than the V2s like the Belugas, the semi-frozen yellows. But there are a lot of details found in the shoe that help it distinguish it from the older generation of the V2s to the newer generation of the V2s. You still have the same prime upper you could see in all of the previous V2s. I did notice that there is more of a checkered stripe pattern found on the outside and the medial side of the shoe, but trying it on foot, I'm pretty sure it still has the same flexibility and breathability as all the other previous V2 models. Now the Hyperspace can be seen in this almost faded mint color, but an interesting detail about the Hyperspace is that if you look close enough to the prominent upper, you'll actually see thin neon green stripes going across the upper, giving the shoe a almost greenish glow. The midsole of the shoe is another interesting factor. At first glance, you guys might think that the outsole is a greenish color or a semi-frozen yellow color, but if you look at the medial side of the shoe, the part of the midsole that overlaps over the upper is actually transparent. This leads you to believe that there's some kind of coloring going on between the outer rubber midsole and the inner boost midsole. I don't know if it's paint or if there's some kind of film or if there's like, I don't know, some kind of tint to it, but it is still a pretty cool detail nonetheless. One detail that you guys won't see in the older V2 models, but we'll see in this model as well as the older V1 models, the OG models, is the reintroduction of the heel tab on the back of the shoe. I like it personally, but one thing that I noticed, and I talk about this in the video I'm gonna release on the details of the Yeezy 350s, the new V2s and the old V2s, is that the point of them extending the heel tab on the back further is to act as a makeshift pull tab. Since they added another heel tab on the bottom of the heel tab, I don't know, maybe it's just purely aesthetic. I'm not really mad at it, but just functionality wise, I don't see the purpose. Anyways, moving on. And the last detail, which is probably the most noticeable one, is this new transparent stripe. This replaces the bright bold stripe with the Supply 350 logo on it on the older V2 models of the shoe. Now let's jump into the part where I give my thoughts and opinion on the shoe. For starters, I'm not a big fan of the color. I guess I noticed that I'm not a big fan of green or yellow. I mean, I've been pretty vocal on how much I love the frozen yellows and the Supermoon 500s. This one's not exactly that, but it's kind of borderline there. Because of the thin green pinstripe pattern, it kind of gives off this like very glowy vibe that I'm not really a fan of. I can see other people liking it. It is a lot cleaner than the Statics that came up a few months ago. And out of the three colorways that came out with this shoe, I think this goes second for me. I like the True Forms more. It's a darker color with the orange stripe. I like that kind of contrast better than this like bright bluish, greenish, mintish colorway, and the clays is a little bit too orangey for me, not really my style. And overall, I didn't see this shoe as something that I wanted to be in my collection. Another thing that I don't like about the shoe is how the stripe isn't exactly transparent. It's more of this, as you can see, like this yellowish color. Adds to the fact that I don't like yellow. It's an interesting concept. I feel like it's going along the lines of Virgil Abloh's deconstructive vibe, but I feel like it's going a little bit too much. It's cool that you can see, like right here, the paddings found inside the shoe, but what pretty much kills it for me is that I don't like this like Swiss cheese kind of vibe going on over here on the toe box of the shoe. I don't have trypophobia, or I don't think I do. It kind of ruins the vibe for me. Like, I get that there's padding here and padding here. Like, you can see where the shoelace is reinforced, and I understand that you can't really get rid of all that stuff just to make the whole stripe transparent. But because of that, maybe I just don't kind of get it. Like, if we were to talk about the Nike shoes that had the transparent uppers, like the Element 87s and the Zoom Flies, I kind of get that concept, because the goal is to change your socks to make it a whole different shoe. You could wear different colored socks, you could wear a black sock, you could wear white socks, you could wear rainbow socks, and it will give you a different look every time. But for this, I don't know, I don't think that hole right there where you could see the sock, I don't know if that's like big enough to add like detail to the shoe. And another thing is, this isn't exactly transparent. Since this thing is tinted like yellowish, it kind of limits the sock color that you can wear, or you'll probably just end up wearing black so that it looks exactly like that. I don't know, I guess it's just another thing that's not for me. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about on the Hyperspace is not anything physical on the shoe, but actually the value of the shoe, specifically on the sneaker market and on StockX. Now, I've talked about StockX before. It's pretty much the biggest online distributor and market for buying and selling shoes and other streetwear. Is this shoe really worth $500, $600? It is not, because the only reason why this shoe is $500, $600 is because of StockX. This isn't a hit piece on StockX or anything. They didn't do anything wrong. It's just that I found this very interesting, especially with the Hyperspaces. StockX is actually based in America, in the US, but they have a distribution site in Europe. See where I'm getting at? We'll use my size as an example. This is the price of the Hyperspaces, and this is the price of the True Forms, which released in Europe. See the difference? The Hyperspaces are way more expensive than the True Forms. It's just where the shoe is located. Now, when you send to StockX, the way they make money is that they actually have a shipping fee and a processing fee along with the shoe. Now, this price right here, if I were to sell it at that price, I'm not going to get that amount of money. I'm actually get this amount of money minus the shipping fee, minus the processing fee, which is why it's easier to buy and sell the True Forms, because they have a distribution site in Europe. It means there's less shipping fee, and because it's easier to get around, people are going to easily be able to buy it, and the price goes down. The value of the shoe goes down. Now, going back to Hyperspaces, we don't have StockX here in Asia. Whatever product you're going to buy, for example the shoe, actually gets distributed to the European site since it's closer before it gets distributed around the world. Any shoe that is shipped from Asia is considered international shipping. And what that means for this shoe is that people have to sell it at a higher price to get their money back after the deduction of the processing fee and the much higher international selling fee. This shoe is not worth $500 because people like me who use StockX to look at the value of the shoe only see the price as someone who is buying it internationally, which they don't have a choice because the shoe only released in Asia. So it's pretty much safe to say, even if the clays are at this price right now, they're not going to be like that for long. Especially when they finally release on the 30th, that price was definitely going to go down because it's mainland for StockX. The people who are selling the shoe, which will be from America, and sending it out to other places around the world, don't have to worry about the high shipping fee. They're going to be battling against each other for having the higher price, or the lower price for that matter, just to get rid of the shoe. I just found it interesting because even here in the Philippines, locally, no one's going to want to buy it, even though they think it's valued that much. If everyone else is selling it at the same price, no one's going to want to cash out for a shoe that released locally. That's why whoever sold me this shoe is pretty smart, because not only did he sell it for a bargain for me, he was still able to walk away with a big enough profit to be able to call it a win. So if you want the Hyperspace, my prediction is wait a little while, wait it out. Once the clays release, the shoes are going to be circulating and circulating and circulating, and the prices are going to definitely go down. It's probably going to go back down to the $300 to the $350 range that I know the shoe is worth. I guess we'll see in the future if my theory is right, and I'm interested to see what Adidas will do in the future, especially Yeezy, if Yeezy will keep the same kind of marketing strategy where they'll be releasing each shoe in different parts of the world, or will they go back to the old ways, release one colorway worldwide. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Imagine if everything I said was totally wrong. Fair warning, I'm not claiming to be a business slash stock market expert, nor am I claiming to be a fashion expert slash shoe expert. It's just from my opinion, from my observation, but it's gonna be really embarrassing if I totally mess this one up. Anyways, this is where I'm gonna end my review on the Yeezy 350 V2 Hyperspaces. Do you guys think this is a smart move on Adidas to release different colorways in different parts of the world? Will it help marketing? Will it help raise value in Adidas and other products? What do you guys think of the Hyperspace in general? Do you guys like it? Do you guys hate it? Do you guys think it's really valued at $500? Let me know in the comments down below. Check out other videos on my channel. I have other sneaker reviews, I have travel vlogs, I have challenge vlogs, anything and everything in between. Like I said before, I will be releasing another Yeezy video in the near future. I go in depth on the history of Yeezy, and I go in depth on the different details found on the older versions of the V2 350s. So subscribe to my channel so you guys are updated on when I do release that video or when I release any of my other new videos. Follow me on Instagram at albperalta. I post a lot of pictures there. I story almost every day, and I am a bit more personal on there, so if you do want to get to know me more, go ahead and follow me there. And yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys when I see you. Bye guys.